Right. And boy, about an hour and a half ago, this channel was the first to report the President of the United States has signed the bill. Signed the bill. Trump has signed the bill. Trump has signed the bill. This channel was the first worldwide to report it on YouTube. Since then, I delivered another video minutes ago in which there's going to be a new bill introduced tomorrow to change the stimulus check. And the president supports it, the Democrats support it, and some Republicans support it. So what's going on? This is very confusing. I'm going to make it all very, very easy for you in this video. Then, when are you getting your stimulus check? How soon are you going to get your stimulus checks? What's happened to your PUA? What's happened to your UI? Are they still active? When can you certify for benefits? When are you going to get your FPUC? When are things going to start landing your bank account? How about that? How about that broadband and that child support? And how about that money for the cows? And how about the farmers' stimulus check? How about the rent assistance? How about the eviction moratorium? Is there a mortgage forbearance? What happened to student aid? I'll be going over all these questions in this video. This is going to be the big one of the day. I know the one earlier today absolutely, I think, broke all records of this channel. But let's see if we can do it again with this video. I'll be giving you an update at the 15-minute mark and at the 30-minute mark. And if it gets really flooded in the room, I'll do another one at the 10-minute mark. The big update as you sit here tonight is the following. This is Purple Power Live, of course, direct from Los Angeles, shortly after 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and the President of the United States has finally signed the second stimulus check bill. It is now law. It is now law. About 2-3 hours ago, the president signed the bill, and he was apparently going to sign it on Christmas Eve, but then changed his mind, and then tonight he went back and changed and signed it. I won't go into too much of the dramatics of why he was signing and the not signing. Rather, going to go over how much you're going to get, when you're going to get it, and when it's coming. First, the bill he signed is the $600 stimulus check bill. That's $600 for an individual, double that for a married couple, and then $600 for the children. No stimulus check for adult dependents, not taken out for child support, not taken out for debt collections, not taken out for back taxes. And that is what he signed. It also has extension of PUA, FPUC. It has student loan. It has rent. It has money for the farmers. I'll be going over all the deal provisions of it in a second. And this means that 10 days after it becomes law, it's now law, you would get a stimulus check. Well, start looking at that calendar. 10 days from now, is when you would get the stimulus check. The stimulus check routing time is generally about 10 days after it becomes law if you're signed up for electronic receipt for SSI, SSDI, Social Security or Railroad benefits, or you pay your taxes electronically. I always add a day or two if your bank does direct deposit slow. And then if it's a paper check, about an additional week to that as well. If you've changed your banking information and your electronic information, then they're going to attempt it. It's going to fail, and then they're going to do a paper. You can't change it with the IRS. And there you go. Now, before I go over the details of what's else in the really good stimulus check package, is a very good one, and before I go over what's in third stimulus check and third stimulus package, our new hit show on Afternoons LALATE, I coined the phrase, and thank God I did, because that's where we're heading to third stimulus check and third stimulus package next. Something is going to happen tomorrow. And what is happening tomorrow? Tomorrow, a bill will be introduced to the House to change the $600 from the adults from $600 to $2,000. Only the adults, not the children. $2,000 and $2,000. The House will vote on it and it will pass. The Democrats have gotten complete support of the House members of the Democratic Party, and it will pass the House. It will then land in the Senate on Tuesday. The Senate will then take the bill. What will happen in the Senate? Chuck Schumer has announced that Senate Democrats are 100% in favor of the bill. Josh Hawley has tweeted he's in favor of the bill. He's a Republican. Bernie Sanders, who's an independent, has appeared on ABC Morning News, and I'll go over his quote again, I've been saying it all day, that he would vote in favor of the bill. The question is, will Republicans vote in favor of the bill? I have been reporting for 2 days they will. The ones that voted $600, they're going to vote for $2,000. The big question, however, is not them. The big question is Mitch McConnell. There has been zero word from Mitch McConnell if he will call it for a vote. And ultimately, I don't know every procedural posture of how Congress works, and I'm not going to prescribe that I do. But if Mitch McConnell does not call it for a vote in the Senate, can someone else call for a vote in the Senate, and will it pass? Ultimately, Mitch McConnell is the issue about whether it will pass in the Senate, not the Senate Republicans. That's on Tuesday. So that brings you now up to date on your stimulus check. Would the routing times be impaired by this vote on Tuesday? I'm presuming no. This is what I'm guessing, but it's a really big guess. I'm presuming that the IRS will start printing the checks tomorrow at $600, and that if it passes on Tuesday as law, then the IRS will print additional checks to make up the remainder. I'm presuming they're not going to hold up printing the checks on Monday because the event's on Tuesday. But I presume someone's going to ask Steve Mnuchin that question tomorrow, and I hope we get a darn answer. Again, I presume they're going to start printing the checks on Monday, and that if the bill passes on Tuesday, they'll print the remainder. To recap, the bill on Tuesday is to change the amount, not to add to the amount. So an individual is not getting 2,600. An individual will get 2,000 instead of 600. And there you go. All right, now what I want to do is go over the items that are in the second stimulus package, because there's a lot of stuff happening and there's a lot of great stuff in there. And I want to go over, and I'm seeing some of your questions, and they're great questions. Keep them dropping on the screen because I know now what to cover. I can read questions while I'm talking, so I can sort of know what to talk about 2-3 minutes later in the video. It really helps. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, will people on SSI get a stimulus check? Yes, if you are not a dependent. What's a dependent? A dependent is someone who appears on someone else's tax return. If you do your own tax return, or you're not a dependent, if you're just not a dependent, let me just say it this way. If you're not a dependent, you would get a stimulus check if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits. All right, there we go. All right, now, and there's no stimulus check for adult dependents. They did not change that. All right, now let me go over the other great items in the second stimulus package. And I'm seeing some of your questions. Keep them coming because I'll be answering those as I go along. PUA and PEUC were set to expire today. They are no longer expiring. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do, because I have an overnight LALATE video on PUA every morning at 2 a.m. It's a very helpful video. I also have EIDL at 1 a.m. on overnight LALATE. This channel has been fighting tooth and nail to get you this money. It's important that you subscribe and hit the alert button in the front of this channel. I'm recording 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I don't want you to miss a video. So PUA and PEUC will no longer expire. They were set to expire at midnight tonight. So what does that mean for you? What it means is that in your state, they may have already said you are no longer active. They may say you expired yesterday, or that you're inactive, or that you ran out of weeks. What your state is going to do is they're going to take your account and switch it from inactive to active. From inactive to active. Do you have to do anything? I don't know. It's going to depend state by state. Some states will require you to do something. Some states may not require you to do anything at all. Will you miss a week of benefits? No. The fact that it was signed today was a saving grace. You will not miss a week of benefits. Do you have to do anything to get the account go from inactive to active? What I would recommend you to do is go to your state unemployment's website and make sure they don't have a place to get text alerts or email alerts, so they can send you an alert when you're supposed to do something. If they don't, then make sure you go to the website every day for about the next 2 weeks, because there they will announce, hey, there's a new thing happening. Please do this. So what happens then? Well, at one point, you will go from inactive to active, and then you will see this next week available for you to certify. You may not be able to certify for next week yet because you're inactive. When it's available, you will become active and you will be able to certify. So suddenly you will get some weeks paid to you that are back. Will this cause a delay in your UI and your PUA benefits? If the answer is yes, if your state does not have extended benefits. If your state does not have extended benefits, you will not get paid your first and second week of January benefits and your last week of December benefits on time. They will be delayed. Delayed anywhere from 2 weeks to about at least a month. So I want you to be prepared financially for the first week of January because your unemployment benefits may be late. They won't You won't miss a week. They'll just be late. Now, if your state has done extended benefits, you're fine. You don't have to worry about anything. All right, FPUC. I see your comments about that. So when would FPUC start? FPUC, as I understand it, but I'm going to research it more, would start today. So you would get FPUC $300 a week for weeks going forward. Do you have to do anything for FPUC? No. FPUC goes on top of your UI and PUA. You don't have to do anything at all. Um, is there any limit on the number of people in the family? Yes, it's a family of four. So married couple, 2 kids. Single mom, 3 kids. So there's a family of four limit on the stimulus check. That's a great question. Uh, do you have to do, can you do extended benefits? No. So if your state does extended benefits, amen. God bless them. If they don't, then they don't. They may do it in the next few days. How do you learn if your state has extended benefits? You would see it in your account right now. It would say your PUA expires, March of next year, or your UI expires March of next year. Now, PEUC and PUA were created in CARES Act 1, and PEUC was to give you additional weeks of UI benefits. If you have been unemployed since March or February, you need PEUC. If you just became unemployed, you have no problem because you have a lot of weeks carrying you into next year. All right, next. If you're just joining me, I'll have another update on what happened with Trump, your stimulus check, and rounding times and what's happening tomorrow at the 15-minute mark of this video. Next, the EIDL grant is back, but it's not back for everyone. It is only back for people in low-income communities. It will be a specialized SBA EIDL grant for businesses in low-income communities. The PPP loan grant is back, and I asked viewers earlier today when this channel was the first to break the news that the Trump had signed the bill. I asked viewers, do you want me to bring PPP back as a video on this show? And they said yes, so I will. So I gotta re-research that again. It's been a while. It's been since April. All right, next, what else is in this bill? So farmers and ranchers, who I do have viewers of, will get your additional stimulus check. Will it come as a stimulus check or as an EIDL grant? I don't know. This is how it's phrased. The bill includes $13 billion for direct payments for farmers and ranchers who suffered losses during the pandemic. Really good news. All right, it also has a 15% increase in SNAP benefits. How soon would you get the SNAP benefits? I presume this is going to be one of the fastest things in the bill for you to actually get. The 15% of the SNAP benefits could be by the end of the week. It could be very, very, very fast. It does not increase the eligibility, just increases the amount. Next, child care, broadband, and rent are among the things that are coming to low-income people in this stimulus package. An eviction moratorium is extended. An eviction moratorium is extended in the second stimulus package under the CDC. There's no mortgage forbearance and there's no student loan debt issues. On day one of the Biden administration, that will be executive order I'm reporting. What it is and how it's going to be, I'll tell you in about 1 minute from now. But coming up now on the 15-minute mark, I'm going to have for you a big update on where we are on tonight's developments. And thank you for joining me. This is Purple Power Live from Los Angeles. This is LALATE. Thank you for joining me. Now we're a 24-hour news channel. There's a reason why you want to be a 24-hour news channel, because over about 2 hours ago, this channel was the first to report that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, has signed into law your second stimulus check. This channel was the first to report that from Mar-a-Lago, from his residence there in South Florida, the President of the United States signed the second stimulus check bill, and it is now law. We are done. The signing of the law came amid a concern and confusion over the last few days, but the bill is done. It is now law. And so with that, are we done? No. There's a strange twist happening tomorrow. On Monday, the Democrats in the House will put in a bill, which the president asked for and got, a bill to raise and modify the stimulus check amount. And that bill will then land in the Senate on Tuesday. And the Democrats have already vowed to support it and vote in favor of it, and some Republicans as well, and some moderates as well. The question, however, is Mitch McConnell. We have no indication of whether Mitch McConnell will allow it to come to a vote. But if he calls it to a vote, it is likely to pass at the moment. So how is this amount going to work? What are the amounts? What are the routing times? What are the details? Let me go over this right now. The stimulus check bill passed tonight is the original one. $600 individual. Married couples, $1,200. Children, $600. This is for children up to a family of 4. So a single mom, 3 kids. Married couple, 2 kids. Family of 4, maximum amount. The maximum amount is $600 times 4. Adult dependents, no stimulus check. Taken out for child support? No, it is not taken out for child support. Not taken out for debt collections or back taxes. The stimulus check bill tomorrow would amend or change the amount, not add to the amount. I know you're going to see a series of tweets. They're not clear. Josh Hawley had the clearest tweet, which said the bill will change the amount, raising the individuals, the parents, to $2,000 each, keeping the children at $600. So that would mean $2,000, $2,000, $600, $600, or a single parent, $2,000, $600, $600, $600. The bill would become a law on Tuesday if it passes the Senate. So what about your routing times? Well, stimulus checks takes 10 days to receive it by when it becomes law. 10 days is starting today. I always say add a day or two for processing times, or if it's a weekend. But would the IRS hold up printing the checks tomorrow because of that's happening in the Senate? We don't know. Ultimately, I hope it is not. I hope they send the 600 and then just send the remainder of the check thereafter. But Steve Mnuchin is likely to speak about the matter tomorrow. There is the possibility that the printing of checks twice may be an extra expense. I don't know if they're taking that in consideration, but I hope you're not held up for your stimulus check for 2 days because of this. Now, the deal provisions of the second stimulus package, I'm going over in this video, and now I see we're going to 3,000 people in the room. I'm going over the deal provisions in the second stimulus package, and I'll be going over what's not in there, but in the third stimulus package, so stay with me. Thank you for joining me on LALATE. This is Purple Power Live, and boy, what a day it has been. On Purple, I showed you an 8-month anniversary video. It shows how strong and how far this channel has come. I was crying on camera in that Purple video. If you watched it, it was a throwback video in which I talked about how a viewer never gave up. Tonight, viewers of this channel have not given up. You fought hard and thick and deep and long to get this relief. And the relief is not how much you would have liked, but there is more relief coming. If you're on SSI and SSDI, you will get a stimulus check provided you are not an adult dependent. An adult dependent means you are on someone else's tax return. What is important is what's in this package, and there's some really good stuff. The items that are not in here are checks for adult dependents, nothing for mortgage forbearance, which is a big problem, and nothing for student loan debt repayment. I'm reporting that on day 1 of the Biden administration, you're likely to see an executive order that covers 3 things. 1, an eviction moratorium, different than this one, which I'll go over in a second. A mortgage forbearance, which you definitely need, but it's scary 20 days to wait between now and then approximately to wait for a mortgage forbearance. You have to hope you're not foreclosed upon in 20 days. And 3, student loan debt forgiveness, says Chuck Schumer. Really exciting. Okay, so what does this happen? It has an eviction moratorium for 1 month to the end of January under CDC, which I don't like. That's the one where you got to print something out and give it to your landlord. It's not automatic. It has PUA and UI extension, which I covered earlier in this video. PUA and PUC will not expire. You will go from inactive to active by your state. They will tell you how to do it. I don't know how each state's going to do it. Then there's other state stuff in here. I'll repeat what I said earlier in this video, and I'll get to the new stuff right now. First, to repeat, SNAP increasing 15%, 1-5 automatically. Eligibility of SNAP not increasing. A stimulus check for farmers. FPUC, $300 a week going forward to middle March. And then the new things that you're hearing now later in this video. For low-income families, which are generally people who made $49,000 individual or less, 2019, three things: rent, free rent; two, child support; and three, free internet. There's also money in there for food. So how do you get this? They're going to launch programs for the broadband. People are already asking me, how do I apply for the broadband? I don't know yet. There's nothing set up for the broadband, for the free internet. How do I get the child support, child care? I don't know how you get the child care, the daycare, child care, daycare. How do you get the rent? The rent is Purple Power Live. The rent, the money will be going back to the city, county, and state that you went looking for over the last 20 days on this channel. So how ironic it's on Purple Power Live that I announced this. So the money, when you went to look at your city and they don't have anything in Florida, all those charming viewers said, there's no money in Florida. Yeah, there's money in Florida, but there's no money. Well, there's going to be a lot of money because it's going to come in. Thank you for your nice comments. I've seen some very nice comments on screen. There's now 4,000 people in the room. So we added 2,000 people in about 2 minutes. What is in third stimulus? What is in third stimulus check and third stimulus package? Our new hit show every day afternoons LA. Let me explain to you what's in third stimulus. FPUC retroactive. Answer the person who just asked me the question. FPUC retroactive is in third stimulus. That's $600 a week back to July, and then bringing you forward and then continuing forward. How would that work? It would basically, if you're just joining me, there's going to be an update at the 30-minute mark for Jennifer. The way it would work is it's going to revise the bill. Just like how they're trying to revise the stimulus check, it would revise the FPUC. So it would basically change the FPUC provision. So back to July and then forward $600 a week. And also for anyone that's just joining me, there will be an update at the 30-minute mark. Second, SSI and SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits, your $2,400 is in third stimulus check and third stimulus package. That would be the $200 a month, every month to December, and then bringing you a new benchmark annually, different than COLA, and giving you a step up one time, lifetime, of approximately 20%. That first check would not land in January, rather would land in February with 2 checks, because they're not going to get done soon enough for your first check. Then the next thing, hazard pay. Hazard pay. So hazard pay is coming back, baby. Ultimately, this depends on what happens in the Senate. It depends on the Senate because $10,000 hazard pay, yeah. Hazard pay is coming back. Multiple stimulus checks, yes. EIDL grant, the remainder of your $10,000 EIDL grant. EIDL grant for whoever got the EIDL grant, yes, that as well. And then finally, CDC grant, the $50,000 Lifeline grant, rent aid, food aid, and more. Now, here is what my prediction is on third stimulus check and third stimulus package. If the Senate remains GOP, you're not going to get a lot of these things, or they're going to get reduced. It was funny because on afternoon's check, I recorded it, but then Trump signed the bill, so I threw the video away. I threw in the garbage can because I couldn't use the video. It was recorded before he signed the bill, so the video is no longer relevant. But one of the things I said in the video, which I want to say here, which is great, is the following. Biden has some provisions that are duplicative. And let me give you an example. If you're an Uber or Lyft driver and you were impacted by the pandemic, You can go get hazard pay, $10,000. Then you can get FPUC retroactive, 30 weeks of $600. That's $18,000. Okay, now you're up to 28,000. That's 10 and 18. Now you're up to 28,000. You can get an EIDL grant. That's $10,000. Okay, now you're up to 48,000. What else? Oh, CDC grant. Let's get CDC grant. I think that's about 5,000. So now you're up to about 50,000. Oh, there's the Lifeline grant. You get 50,000. Well, now we're up to almost $100,000 of free money. I haven't even got to the multiple stimulus checks. Sound crazy? It is crazy. So I think there's a lot of duplicative items in Biden's things, and I think there's going to have to be some roping in. But if the Senate does not fall from the GOP, if the Senate does not fall to the Democrats, then you could see some of these things get dramatically hacked apart and reduced. I don't think they're going to be thrown away, but I think they're going to reduce. Finally, multiple stimulus checks. Are you going to get another stimulus check in January? Yeah, even if the Republicans hold the Senate. But will you get multiple stimulus checks under Biden? Yes. How much? He's not telling you. He's not telling you. This is a down payment. He's not going to tell you what's a down payment for. So there you go. And recap. Yeah, recap is coming up in about 4 minutes, about 4 minutes and 10 seconds. If you have questions on this, drop them on the screen. I can see them and I can answer them as we go along. So far my eyes are holding up. It's hard to do 3 live recordings in a row, but I really appreciate it. It's a big night, and I really appreciate your kindness. Can Congress make it 2000 tomorrow? They can do House tomorrow and they can do Senate on Tuesday. To answer that question. What about UI? UI is back on. UI will not lapse. So even if it says inactive, it's going to say active. What are your thoughts about passing the 2000? I'm worried about Mitch. I think you could. I've been reporting all day long that he has enough Republicans to support it. My concern is Mitch. Is Mitch going to call it? EIDL balance, third stimulus check and third stimulus package in January, not this one. What about extension of state benefits? That would come from your state. Every state may step up, but now they may not step up because Congress is taking care of the situation. Thank you for the nice comments. How many weeks of FPUC to March March, I think it's March 14th. March 14th. Yeah, March 14th. When does the $300 start? My understanding is it starts today, but I'm not sure. SNAP, 15%, automatic, but not increasing the eligibility. In about a minute and a half, I'll have an update for you at the 30-minute mark. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. No one's fighting around the clock to get you this money. This week, this channel turned 8 months old, and we're about to reach 80 million views in 8 months. No one has ever done this. No one has ever done anything close to this. 350,000 subscribers, recording 24 hours a day now. This is a 24-hour news channel with programming from 1 a.m. to 1 a.m. the next day. Our overnight LALATE is doing quite well. Overnight's LALATE is at 1 a.m. is EIDL grant, which you need to watch now because we're going right into third stimulus. EIDL grant is coming up in January, so watch EIDL grant. If you're not up at 1 a.m., you can watch it later when you wake up. And then PUA is at 2 a.m. every morning. So what if my unemployment stopped? Does it restart? Yes. So all the extensions are backed out? Yes. What about hazard pay from the Instagram room? That's third stimulus check and third stimulus package. Can you get FPUC on top of your UI? You will get it on top of your UI. It's automatic. You don't have to do anything for it. Thank you for the nice comments. If you have never applied for unemployment and don't know if you qualify, because I saw a few comments like that, watch the PUA show, which is at 2 a.m. on this channel. And the image for it is overnight LALATE. There's 2 overnights LALATE, EIDL and PUA. FPUC will be retroactive under Biden. Hazard, please explain the hazard pay again. So hazard pay will be $13 an hour from this is the way Nancy wrote it. I mean, Joe Biden can change it, but she wrote it January of this year forward, $13 an hour times number of hours up to $10,000. If you made over $100,000, then it would be reduced to $5,000. And now, as we come up on the 30-minute mark, thank you for joining me. There's 4,000 people in the room, and I really appreciate you for joining me. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe and make sure you hit the alert button and the like button. This is your update. This is Purple Power Live, our third live broadcast tonight. About an hour ago, this is your update tonight. About an hour ago, this channel was the first to break on YouTube worldwide that the President of the United States has signed the second stimulus check package. After 8 months of this channel being around, we finally have a bill. We finally have a bill, and the bill is the one that was sent to Mar-a-Lago 2 days ago. The president signed it, but there's a twist coming tomorrow. I'll explain the twist in a second. The president signed the bill, which will provide $600 stimulus checks to adults, $600 to children. It's a family of four, 600, 600, 600. Adult dependents will not get a stimulus check. It will not be taken out for child support. It will not be taken out for debt collections or back taxes. The stimulus check will land in your bank account if you're signed up for electronic receipt within about 10 days. If you're on SSI and SSDI, you will get a stimulus check. If you are not an adult dependents will not get a stimulus check. The bill also provides incredible relief like PUA and FPUC, which were to expire today. Your actual unemployment website portal may show you inactive already, but it will be switched to active. How it happens, I don't know, but that will come from your state. It'll happen in the next few days. You will not miss any weeks of benefits. That's the great news. Moreover, what's also great news is that you will start getting FPUC going forward at $300 a week. You'll also get a lot of other stuff like broadband, child support, free food. I covered that in this video. If you watch this video again, you can see them earlier. Additional stimulus for farmers, broadband, and SNAP increases. Meantime, the twist is tomorrow. Tomorrow, a bill will be put to the House of Representatives for a $2,000 stimulus check. It's to modify this bill, not to give you a second check, but to modify this bill so that adults get $2,000, but keeping the children at $600. The bill will pass the House. It will then land in the Senate on Tuesday. The Senate Republicans say they're going to vote in favor of it. The Senate Democrats say they're going to vote in favor of it. Bernie Sanders and Josh Hawley have already tweeted they're in favor of it. The Republicans I'm reporting are likely to vote in favor of it, those that voted in favor of the $600 one. The big question is Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell has yet to say anything about this bill. And the President of the United States says that this bill was his trade-off on signing the bill. That he signed tonight's bill on the reassurance that this $2,000 bill is put in tomorrow. Again, it does not add to your stimulus check, it changes the amount. Will your $600 stimulus check be held up for 2 days of printing at the IRS because of this bill vote? I don't know, and hopefully Steve Mnuchin will answer that question tomorrow. Join me tomorrow morning on Early Mornings LALATE at 6 a.m. I'll have big updates across the board, and that's at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 thereafter for part 2 of the show. And then also join me on Overnights LA at 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 a.m. on the East Coast for EIDL. 1 hour later is PUA. Thank you for a big successful night, a big blockbuster night. I thank you for being a part of this channel. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. Please hit the alert button. Tell other people to watch this channel. No one's better. We are #1 all day long today for a reason, and help to keep this channel keep growing. As always, have a great evening and see you tomorrow.